I do it for the love first, peep the intentions, man. I spit game, but you never learn no lessons.
All right. The time has arrived. God damn, we back at this now. The time has arrived at us now to go over the top albums of 2022. We only got a few days left of the year. Saturday, tomorrow is going to be the last day of the year. Then Sunday is obviously going to be New Year's End of 2023. 2022, we got a plethora of good music, so much good music that entire this year, from the very beginning to the very end. We got album after album, so many great quality albums from so many artists we haven't got music from in several years. So many artists have bounced back with strong, confident albums after falling off after a few albums before. Or like I said, a few artists haven't released the albums in 4, 5, 6 years at this point, depending on the individual, and they finally released more music. So it's been a good solid year for music. So we gotta go over the best of the best, the top echelon. I believe the title of the video is gonna be like top 25, but I think it's like 25, 30 albums I have totally listed, but we're only gonna be able to go in the top 10 because we're going to every single album. We're gonna be here for over an hour, and I'm not gonna have y'all over an hour just watching the video. Even though I probably could do that, but that probably not be fun both for me and you at the end of the day. So we're gonna go over the top 10 albums. This is gonna be my personal opinion. You can disagree, you can agree on some things, you can disagree on certain things. This is my personally what I personally think is the best top albums of the year. I mostly listen to rap, hip hop, R&B, soul, indie, alternative, some rock here and there, but it's gonna be mostly hip hop and rap related. So yeah, just to preface this, so it might be some albums that, from other genres that are not on this list. I mostly listen to rap and hip hop, so that's the albums that's going to be featured on this list. I did a full album reaction to many of these albums. I believe I checked off like 6 or 7 or 8 albums I did full album reaction to, so definitely check them out on different aspects of my channel. Is going to be probably full album reaction if you want to check them out in its entirety. And I guess with all that being said, I guess we can start right out the gate, coming in at number 10. Like I said, we started from 10 and all the way down to 1. All the rest of the album is going to be linked. It's going to be in the description box down below in no particular order, but the top 10 is what I'm going to be mentioning right here. So start off number 10. Coming in at number 10, we have Denzel Curry, Met My Eyes, See Your Future. This is Denzel Curry's first album in, I believe, 2 or 3 years. Last year he released, 2 years ago he released Unlocked, and he released like a quote-unquote deluxe version, I guess you could say, last year. But now he's finally back with an album, Met My Eyes, See Your Future. Thoroughly enjoyed this album. Just Denzel Curry, just one of those artists that's very vulnerable, very outspoken with his thoughts and his perspectives, his upbringing, how that brings fruition to his music. His album is definitely different from his previous music. Some people hate the fact that it's different. Some people love that it's different. Definitely soul driven, definitely a lot of good solid tracks. Some of my favorite tracks are Melt Session, John Wayne, The Last, Mental, It's Only Your Mental, banger, Ain't No Way, X-Wing, Angels, and the Eels are some of my favorite tracks. And then later on in the year, earlier this year, I'm thinking like, honestly, I don't know. I think I could probably check it real quick on Spotify. He released a deluxe version in September, so just about 3 months ago he released the deluxe version, which is like some additional songs as well as some like soul-sided, some soul-esque samples of the previous tracks he released. And some of my favorite tracks from the deluxe version is the X-Wing Cold Blooded Surf version. Definitely enjoyed that. It's like more like acapella, like Tiny Deck style, with some of the songs, and then Larger Than Life was an additional song that he added on to with the deluxe version. So I thoroughly enjoyed this album from Denzel Curry. It's just the fruition, the inspiration, the introspectiveness he has in his music, and it's continuing to grow and prosper, and it has himself as an artist continue to grow. It's great to see every album, every project releases, see a lot of good things, a lot of deep things that we don't see typically from artists. So mostly hip hop and rap. And I thoroughly enjoyed this album with Denzel Curry. It's gonna be interesting to see what he does next. I believe he teased like he might be doing like an R&B album next. That's gonna be very interesting to see. There'll be a couple R&B-esque tracks on this album. And yeah, Denzel Curry, Met My Eyes, See Your Future, and the deluxe version comes in at number 10. Coming in at number 9, we got Westside Boogie. More black superheroes. Thoroughly enjoyed this album. This album was very deep, very dark, very introspective, coming from Westside Boogie. This is actually my first album listening from him, and I thoroughly enjoyed the album. From just like I said, just the deepness, the darkness, the introspectiveness, very personal, very thought-provoking, and it definitely gets you thinking, especially as an African American, as a black male. Talk about emotions, talk about thoughts. It's frowned upon in certain aspects, in certain ways where it's like, yeah, we understand, but we might not want to say that to the public, to the world, to the internet, and other things. Like, yeah, we should bring this in thought and make this more of a conversation. And Westside Boogie definitely expands upon that on this album. Some of my favorite tracks, there's a lot of decent tracks I love on here. Primal 2, Can't Get Over You, Something Strange, Windows Down. Pretty much like half the album I like really like thoroughly enjoyed and playlisted on a playlist that I want to consistently listen to some songs. So I thoroughly enjoyed this album. Like I said, just a lot of things, a lot of albums on this list is going to be very thought-provoking, introspective albums where artists talk about their personal life. I guess that's makes you, like, as an artist and then as a listener, as a consumer listening to the music, you really digest the word because it feels personable. It feels like you can relate to them in certain ways, certain aspects. In some ways more than others, obviously, depending on the individual. And this album from Westside Boogie definitely opens up a window into very introspective, thought-provoking things and add things on to the conversations that we should talk about more often, especially in the African and black community. So Westside Boogie comes in at number 9 with more black superheroes. Coming in at number 8, we got Joey Badass and the 2000 album. This album is the sequel to the 1999 mixtape / album that Joey Badass released 10 years prior, a decade prior, with 1999, probably the album, the project that put him on the map. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. This album came 5 long years. Like I said, this is one of the albums that came out so long after the previous project. This album came 5 years after All American Badass back in 2017. And this is like a solid album. Some people didn't really like it because, 1999 is considered a classic in the hip hop community. And trying to follow it up as a sequel, is kind of a hard task. But I think Joey Badass definitely did that. You can see the progression from the individual that released the project when he was 16 years old, I believe, back in 2012, and to now he's a full-grown man at 26 years old, has a baby girl, I believe, and you can see the growth and see the difference between the individual. Obviously, you got one that's in high school or dropout, and you got one that's a full-grown man, has a successful career, has a child, etc., etc. You see the difference in growth between, I want to be the best, I want to be the greatest. Like, he even mentions this on the songs, like, he want to be the best, he want to be the greatest, and to now, like, I can be the best, yeah. But at the end of the day, I just want to be richer. I just want more sustenance, be more thought-provoking. I want to grow myself in many different aspects as I possibly can. And you definitely see that the albums. Joey Badass definitely has growth between 1999 being 10 years ago, All American Badass being the previous album released, and now into 2000. I thoroughly enjoyed the growth between Joey Badass, and it seems like that's what one of his main life goals is, to continue to grow in many aspects, in many shapes and forms that he possibly can. Some of my favorite songs: The Baddest, Make Me Feel, Brand New 911 with Westside Gun, Cruise Control, thoroughly enjoy that track, Eulogy, One of Us, Show Me, and Wanna Be Loved, I Just Wanna Be Loved with J.I.D. Thoroughly enjoy that album. Joey Badass 2000, thoroughly enjoy that. It's gonna be interesting to see where he goes from here. Maybe takes a couple years hiatus, maybe hopefully he's not 5 years again, because that was absolutely insane. But Joey Badass 2000 comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7, we have Vince Staples, Ramona Park, Broke My Heart. Thoroughly enjoyed this album from Vince Staples. Definitely one of those albums where it talks about the individual's personal life, where they grew up from, and how their environment created their perspective, created their feelings, their thoughts on the world. And Vince Staples definitely derives that. Ramona Park obviously is where he's from, in California. And Vince Staples, yeah, he's continued to grow and grow, but every project, every album gets better and better. Definitely one of those artists where you can see the growth between the first few projects to what they are today. You definitely see the growth from their lyricism, their writing, their production, and just their overall personal development. Vince Staples continues to grow. My favorite artist in its entirety. He's just one of those artists that continues to grow, continues to get better and better, find different ways to make better music. And that's one thing I love about Vince Staples, and Ramona Park definitely does that, from not only his lyricism and his writing to the production, to supporting the whole style and the vibe of the track. Some of my favorite tracks is A, Free the Homies, When Sparks Fly, East Park Prayer with Lil Baby, Paper Cuts, Lemonade featuring the cheat code himself, Ty Dolla $ign, Player Ways, Mama's Boy, and Bang That with DJ Mustard. Thoroughly enjoyed this album. This album definitely has a lot of bangers that continue to play on throughout the entire year since its release, especially Bank That, Lemonade, Mama's Boy. Those were definitely like my top 3 favorite tracks from the album. I continuously play. I just thoroughly enjoy Ramona Park. Just like I said, from Vince Staples' writing style and the ways he brings things to perspective, and the production so important, the whole style and the vibe of the track is absolutely insane. So I thoroughly enjoyed Vince Staples' Ramona Park. Broke My Heart, coming in at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is an album that only came out a few weeks ago. Metro Boomin, Metro! Heroes and Villains. Thoroughly enjoyed this album. Definitely an album I did not see coming that would be thrown into the top 10. It's so late in the year. Came out the first or second week of December, just a few weeks ago. Absolutely insane that he came out with this album and just absolutely delivered from the very few albums can have a smooth rollout. Usually it's just a couple singles here and there. There's the album. But this man Metro, he went all the way out for the rollout of the album from the beginning, from the teasers, the trailers, the singles. Just like this man Metro went crazy for the rollout for the album. And then when the album actually released, oh my god, this is an album I wish I did a full hour reaction to, because this shit is absolutely insane. Metro himself is just a producer, and then he got other artists that he's collabed with in some way, some capacity form in the past, and they absolutely delivered. Just like many features from Travis Scott, Future, Don Toliver, 21 Savage, who we always do features with, songs with. Young Thug is on here. Like, this album, just like looking at, when I seen the track list, I'm like, why did I not do the full hour reaction? This track list is just absolutely insane. Just going over some of my favorite tracks: Too Many Nights with Future and Don Toliver, Raindrops with Travis Scott, the Creepin'. Oh my god! If anything, I wish I did a reaction to Creepin', The Weeknd and 21 Savage. I don't wanna know, just a banger. Niagara Falls, I did do a reaction to with Travis Scott and 21 Savage, but like I said, I wish I did at least a reaction to Creepin', if not the full album in entirety. Album just absolutely insane, man. Metro Boomin on the production, teaming up with just the plethora of artists on this album. They all snapped and slide. Even with artists that had like 3, 4, 5 features verses on this album, they all definitely deliver on their albums in different capacities, shape, and forms. I just thoroughly enjoyed this album, from the production, Metro Boomin, and all the plethora of artists coming together, just absolutely snapped that album. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. So Metro Boomin, Heroes and Villains, coming in at number 6. Coming in at number 5, we have Logic and Vinyl Days. Thoroughly enjoyed this album from basically beginning to end. It had one of the most interesting releases. He released 7 singles. This man has never released more than, 4. He did 4 with Bobby Tarantino 3, but he typically never do more than 3. This man released 7 singles leading to the album's release, which I understand, because this album had 30 tracks in total. 7 of them were skits, so 23 other songs. It's not a long album, but it's just so many songs and add on the skits on there, so I think it's understandable why he released 7 singles in total. But I thoroughly enjoyed this album. From Logic, this is the last album he released under Def Jam. Now he's a free man, and man he doesn't own his previous masters, but now he's owned all his masters. He's going to release in the future, and he went out greatly. This is a very New York hip hop 90s golden era style album from Logic. Definitely something I truly love of him, not only in the fact that my favorite type of hip hop is golden era 90s boom bap style rap, but then you add Logic into it. That's why I think he's personally at his best, when he's rapping on the 90s golden era boom bap style beat. This album is absolutely insane from beginning to end. Just this is vintage Logic. This is the Logic I've grown, know, and love. And he released one last album on the Def Jam. He went out gracefully. Some of my favorite songs: Therapy Music, they reacted to that. Vinyl Days, they reacted to that. Some of my other favorite songs: Black White Boy. I've said this plenty of times. When I've seen the title Black White Boy, had me scared as hell, but it absolutely delivered. One of his best songs they released in the last few years. Some other songs I enjoy is 10 Years with Royce the 5'9", Introducing Nezzy, Carnival, Rogue One. Like this plus not even just the songs of Logic rapping at his best. It's also he got a plethora of features from, like I said, Royce the 5'9", Action Bronson. He got Currency on here. He got some underground people that's on the come up. Some people that signed to his Bobby Boy Records label. He got Rizzo on here. AZ, the legendary AZ. He got the game on here like that, from not even just Logic performing, also getting some hip hop legends of the past, present, and future on the album. Absolutely insane. Thoroughly enjoyed this album. That's why it's coming in number 5, because it's one of those albums I'm just consistently playing over time and time again. It's definitely aging well, and definitely just Logic delivered. He definitely delivered. No pressure. Came back strong after Confession Dangerous Mind. Did Bobby Taylor 3 just to hold us off until release Vinyl Days. And it's going to be very interesting to see what he does next with College Park, which seems like it's coming out sometime next year, maybe spring, summer. Who knows? Maybe we'll see. College Park, from the teasers alone, from College Park seems like it's going to be another extension of Vinyl Days, and Logic continue to rap in. Maybe a sing here and there. You got to give us some lovey-dovey singing songs, some Supermarket-esque songs, but for the most part, it seems like Logic definitely rapping like he used to back in the Young Sinatra mixtape days. So all in all, Vinyl Days comes at number 5 because I just thoroughly enjoyed it. Coming at number 4, we have Benny the Butcher. Tana Talk 4, thoroughly enjoyed this album. Benny the Butcher represented the Griselda crew. He's considered the star of the group. He's most commercial, most personally marketable from the Griselda crew, and I thoroughly enjoyed Benny the Butcher. Benny the Butcher, ever since I heard of him back in 2020, has continued to grow as one of my favorite artists, just from his rapping style. He got an excellent, just a perfect voice for rapping over hip-hop beats, and not only hip-hop beats, for the Derringer beats, other beats that people send him, like he did Burning the Proof back in 2020, he did with Hit Boy. That man, just Benny the Butcher. Benny the Butcher is definitely one of those artists. If you're not already tapped into the Griselda, but also Benny the Butcher, you got to get that man. Just absolutely snaps on his songs, on his album. Just the grittiness, the raw hip hop style, the gangster rap of days old. Just Benny the Butcher is just definitely one of those artists where just like, god damn, this motherfucker can rap, and he raps his fucking ass off. Some of my favorite songs are Super Plug, 10 More Crack Commanders, which is the sequel to Biggie Smalls' 10 Crack Commandments they released almost 30 years ago. So that featured P. Diddy on there. Tyson vs. Ali with Condom Machine. Billy Joe, Throw His Revenge. Like, so many different songs on there, which Benny the Butcher just absolutely snaps, and he might have a feature or two that snaps on the track as well. I just thoroughly enjoy Benny the Butcher. Just one of those artists that has an excellent voice, has excellent commercial ability, excellent personality, because it supports the style of the music that he creates, and I definitely see him continue to grow more and more in the future, and I'm very hopeful for his notoriety to continue to grow, because he's definitely one of the most talented artists in modern day rap game. So Benny the Butcher, Tana Talk 4, comes in at number 4. Alright, we down to the top 3. Coming in at number 3, we have J.I.D. The Forever Story, long anticipated album. It's been almost 4 years at that point since he released the album. He released DiCaprio 2 back in late 2018, and then now we got the sequel to the Never Story, the album he released back in 2017. He got the sequel, The Forever Story, coming out this year. Thoroughly enjoyed this album. J.I.D. is definitely one of those artists consistently just absolutely snaps. He held us off for the last few years with so many feature verses. Like, this man's been going on an absolute feature run since he released DiCaprio 2 back in late of 2018. Give us a feature after feature after feature after feature after feature. A solo single here, feature, time again, absolutely snapping the slide on us, and he finally gave us The Forever Story back in late August, I believe, of this year. I thoroughly enjoyed the album. Just J.I.D. is an absolute animal, just from his flow, his lyricism, his cadence, the beat switches, just everything. This album, The Forever Story, I swear it had like 2-3 beat switches on every song. It was absolutely insane. Thoroughly enjoyed this album from J.I.D. Just the growth from him, from album to album, project to project, feature to feature, just absolutely the same with the growth, and then just the promise of him just growing even more. He's mostly a household name. People probably, if you say J.I.D., if they tapped into hip hop and rap in some way capacity, they know, oh yeah, he's definitely one of the best out there. And The Forever Story definitely solidified that. Some of my favorite songs: Radar, Cody Blue 31. Cody Blue 31, I just can't get out my head. I'm already playing that like damn near once a day sometimes. Sister in Them, Can't Make You Change, Stars, Just in Time, Surround Sound, Dance Now, just so many bangers on the album, just just so many songs. There's at least 4 or 5 songs on this album I just continuously play in some way, shape, or form at least once a week. I just thoroughly enjoy the Forever Story. Just JID continue to rise, and to see himself from other people's top 10 lists. He's somewhere at number 5, 3, or 2, something like that. Some people's number ones. Just JID, the Forever Story. That man just absolutely snaps, and it's gonna be interesting to see where he goes from here. Whether he takes a little hiatus, if he continues his feature run, because like I said, that man's been absolutely going crazy on features runs in the last like 3-4 years or so. And I just thoroughly enjoy JID. It was just to see, like I said, what he does in the future, because the Forever Story, man, what a banger it was. So that's why it's coming in at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we got Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. It's been five long years since we got an album from Kendrick Lamar. He released Damn back in 2017, and we just like, when is he coming back? When is he releasing music? And then finally, late in 2021, with his cousin Baby King, came out with the 2 tracks, Family Ties, and Range Brothers. Oh, he's actually coming back, y'all. So he's coming back. So finally in 2022, got Mr. Morale, Big Steppers. It started off with, once again, the Heart series. Came with the Heart Part 5. Very introspective, very story-driven. Just from the music video itself, with the I'm forgetting the term for the CGI when he got different people's faces on, with Kobe and Nipsey Hussle. That music video was absolutely insane. Then leading into the album, just the introspectiveness, the deepness, the thought-provoking questions, the conversations that Kendrick Lamar wanted to add with his album, which either hurt it for some people or it helped it for some people. It helped me because I love the introspective, the deepness that it had, but it hurt a lot of people because people were like, what the? I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear that. I don't give a fuck about that, etc., etc. Which also, in my perspective, hurt his replay value, because sometimes you gotta be in a specific mood, specific position to listen to some songs, because some songs are so goddamn deep. You like, I do not want to play this. I do not want to listen to this every day, because it's like, that shit gonna bring my mood down all the way down. So I definitely heard that in some aspects, and that's probably why I put it at number 2, because this replayability is definitely half and half. Other half of the songs, like, this is bang, I want to play this all the time. The other half is like, I don't want to touch that, because I gotta get in a whole nother mindset just to listen to this. But I thoroughly enjoyed that album from Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar definitely, obviously, is considered one of the best artists, best rappers for the last over 12-15 years at this point, and it's gonna be interesting to see where he goes from here. Does he disappear for 5 years again? Hopefully not. Maybe take a couple years off. It seems like he's definitely grown a lot in the last few years. And man, seemingly so, this man been locked in the cave. Like, somehow this man's been locked in the cave. He did mention one time, like, he did throw away his phone for like a few months at a time. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where Kendrick Lamar goes from here. But I thoroughly enjoyed Mr. Morale, Big Steppers, just from not only some songs that was very replayable, but definitely some of the deep and dark provoking, the different mindsets you gotta be in just to listen to some songs. And I just thoroughly enjoy the album. Some of my favorite songs are N95, Die Hard, Father Time, Rich Spirit, Purple Hearts, Ghostface Killer on the track. It's so odd. I love you, count me out. I love you, count me out. Thoroughly enjoy that track. And Savior. Thoroughly enjoy this album. It's gonna be interesting to see, like I said, where Kendrick Lamar comes from here, because Mr. Morale comes in at number 2 on my top 10 albums of 2022. All right, coming in at number 1 from my top 10 albums of 2022, we have Pusha T. Yuck! It's Almost Dry, coming in at number 1. Thoroughly enjoying this album since the day I did the 4-hour reaction to the video. It's been at number 1, and it never fell off my number 1 list. It never fell off from number 1 being on my list. Thoroughly enjoyed the album. Just Pusha T rapping over the album's consistently half and half of Neptune's Pharrell Williams, and Kanye West produces pretty much half and half of the production is split off between Kanye West and Pharrell Williams. And just Pusha T just rapping his fucking ass off, just talking about crack cocaine every other track, the different metaphors and similes he could possibly make talking about it. And Pusha T, man, just an absolute banger, absolute legend. Just like I said, coming in at number 1 ever since the release. Back in like April, the album was released. It never fell off from being number 1. Mr. Morale and Big Steppers came in close, but once I say, like I said, the replayability of Mr. Morale and Big Steppers doesn't fall into line with Almost Dry is. Just Almost Dry has so much replayability. Some of my favorite songs are Diet Coke, Let the Smoker Shine, Dream of the Past with Kanye West, Just So You Remember, which gives me vibes of Numbers on the Boards, was released back in like 2016. That track was released, so that reminds me of that. Rock and Roll with Kanye West and Kid Cudi with Seemingly So is going to be the last track we have. Kanye West and Kid Cudi on the track together. And I Pray For You, which be nice clips with with Malice on there. Just the album just absolutely insane from beginning to end. So many different bangers, so many replayability, just the diversity from productions from Pharrell Williams to Kanye West, different artist styles, different vibes, just everything was just damn near perfect with this album. So that's why it comes in at #1. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I consistently listen to it day in, day out. If I want to get my grittiness, invigorate my inner gangster in some way, shape, or form, I just turned on It's Almost Dry, and it's coming out some way, shape, or form. So I just thoroughly enjoyed this album from Pusha T. He did announce that he's going to release another album, but previously before that he's going to release a mixtape in some way, shape, or form. He's going to be interested in how that comes about. But Pusha T, It's Almost Dry, I just ever since my first reaction to it, I just never did. I'm like, yeah, this is probably gonna be #1, definitely top 3, and just never fell off from being #1. I just thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's gonna be interesting to see where he goes from here, because I can't wait for the next project. He seems like he's distancing himself from Kanye West, because that's gonna be interesting to see where he goes with the production style. I think he say he might be doing an album with DJ Drama. DJ Drama is working with damn near everybody again. But yeah, Pusha T, It's Almost Dry, coming in at #1 for my top 10 albums for 2022. So that's my top 10 albums for 2022. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, this long, extensive video. I'm almost approaching 30 minutes recording. Goddamn, I'm hot, I'm thirsty, I'm sweaty a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. That's the passion I have for music. Comment down below what you think about my list. Am I wrong? Am I crazy for not putting this at higher, putting this lower? Why is this even on the list to begin with? Like I said, the full list is going to be down below, but I only went over my top 10. So just once again, I guess we go over my top 10. Coming in at #10, Denzel Curry, My I See Your Future Deluxe. #9, Westside Boogie, More Black Superheroes. 8, Joey Badass 2000. Vince Staples, Ramona Park, Broke My Heart, coming in at #7. #6, we have Metro Boomin, Heroes of Villains. Logic and Vinyl Days coming at #5. Benny the Butcher, Tana Talk 4 comes in at #4. J.I.D. The Forever Story comes in at #3. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, The Big Steppers comes in at #2. And Pusha T, It's Almost Dry, comes in at #1. So comment down below what you think about my list. Am I crazy? Am I ludicrous? Should things should be changed up? Some other albums should be put in the top 10. And comment down what you think about my list. And hopefully in 2023, it's looking promising. We're still gonna get a few albums from different artists. So 2023 is still looking promising. Some other artists that's promising like future albums from future projects down the line. So 2023, it's gonna be hard to recapture what 2022 had, because so much good music. 2022 is such a solid year for music, but we always gotta look forward, because we always got this music good in the past. So comment down below what you think about my list and what are your top 10 albums 2022. So if you like the video, please like the video. I got more content like this always coming soon, so please subscribe. What a great year. What a great year for music. Can't wait to see what the next year brings us. And hopefully y'all had a great solid year. Thank you for y'all for a successful 2022. I've grown, I think, approximately 1,600 subscribers coming off from last year. So thank you for that. And I just can't wait to see what the next year brings us. So here's to 2023. See y'all next video, y'all.